All right, everybody, this is the moment that we've been waiting for. The Simeon Henderson Show is back. You know, I had to take a little break. We've been working hard, been trying to do everything we can to give you guys what you want and what you need. But, now and again, everyone needs a little break, right? There's been so much going on in the world, whether you've been watching playoff basketball or you've been following the news and what's going on in the world. We just want you to always be safe and always know and understand that we are here for you whenever you need us. You can tune in anytime and get what you need. But I'm super excited about the show tonight. So without further ado, I want us to get this thing started because I have an awesome guest. I can't wait to introduce her. You guys know who she is. But let me give a shout out to my executive producer, Jamani Anamdi, my creative producer, Sheldon Smith, Jose Perez, Darren DeShazer, and Earl, the other Winfrey, and iHeartRadio and intellectualradio.com. The Simeon Henderson Show is about to kick off, and you know how we do it, a little something like this. Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, I am super excited about tonight. The Simeon Henderson Show is back. We have a new season and we are kicking it off strong. Tonight, we're excited to sit down with actress, NAACP Image Award recipient, Grammy Award-winning singer, BMI Award winner, songwriter, creator, and producer, Dawnn Lewis, right here on the Simeon Henderson Show. Now, Dawnn Lewis is also incredibly notable for her starring role as Jaleesa in the hit TV show where she was the proud student and dorm director at the illustrious HBCU Hillman College on the hit TV show A Different World. Not only did A Different World give us the best of Dawnn Lewis, but the show also generated a sense of urgency for students entering higher education. Now, to matriculate into our historically Black colleges and universities. The tremendous success of Dawnn Lewis it merited her with becoming a 2021 award honoree for induction into the Women's Songwriters Hall of Fame on June 25th. We are super excited for her. It's A Different World tonight on the Simeon Henderson Show, and we are ready to get this thing kicked off. Welcome the beautiful, the talented, the awesome and lovely. I had a crush on her for many years, Miss Dawnn Lewis.
How are you? Kind. I'm fantastic. Thank you. It's very good to see you.
So I hope you enjoyed that intro.
I did. You know what? I have to. I've been having this conversation lately a lot. It's like I get it. A Different World is such a huge favorite for so many people. I get it all around the planet. But you would think the way people talk about it is though I haven't had a job in 30 years. It's like,
but you know what's so funny? You know what's so funny?
Yeah.
That's how we do as people. We look at what we love the most about a person, and we like right there. It's like Chris Rock. Everybody always talk about New Jack City. And
it's true. It's true.
He's done a plethora of work since New Jack City.
But Simeon, being in this industry on this side of the camera, you know as well as I do, you are only as good as your most recent project. So if all we talk about is something I did 30 years ago, people are wondering, well, why should we hire her now? She ain't worked in 30 years. It's like, no, that's not true. I'm on 3 shows right now. I'm doing Veronica Mars. You can see me on Major Class. I've got like 6 animated series out. I was on Broadway doing the Tina Turner musical when COVID happened. So now they're talking about reopening New York. So we're getting ramped up to go back to New York and start working on the show again. So y'all, I got to tell you, people would come and see Tina, watch me on stage for almost 3 hours in the show. You would come out after the show and people want to sign your autograph, you know, all that kind of stuff. The first thing they say, I walk out the door, Jaleesa! I was like, wow. Okay. You just watched me play a completely different person for almost 3 hours. And that's what, okay, all right. You know what? God bless you. God bless you.
But okay. That's the cool thing about having you on the show right now is to remind these people that you're out here working. You are out here working.
Grace to God. Amen. Come on.
You are putting in work and you are doing it. So, you know, and it's so funny, you know, people, they relate to something and they stick with that. But they know that you're doing a lot of work, because I know I watch you all the time. So it's always so cool. And I've seen you, Veronica Mars. It's always so cool to just see your face, because it's now me interviewing you. When I see like this happy, bubbly woman, and I think that's exactly who you are. When I get in a setting like this and see that's who you are, it's refreshing. It's refreshing. So let's get into it.
Come on.
Let's get into it. So everybody, yes, she played Jaleesa, but she has done outstanding work and is still doing outstanding work. And we're going to start with this. How does it feel to not only prepare to perform, but to also be an honoree inducted into the Women Songwriters Hall of Fame?
I got to tell you, Simeon, I am absolutely over the moon. You know, as performers, we do what we do because that's what's in our spirit. That's our passion. You know what I mean? To whether it's acting or writing or producing or dancing or singing, that's what we do. So long before A Different World happened, that was my first official TV series. I had done a pilot when I was in college for a show that was aired once, but it didn't get picked up. I thought I was going to be a recording artist. So that's what I was doing. I was composing music. I was singing. I had a single out. I was charting on Billboard. I was doing tours with my band all up and down the East Coast and doing shows off and on Broadway. And then A Different World happened. So when that opportunity came up, the musical director for the show knew me as a singer-songwriter. He didn't know me as an actor because he'd seen me performing in clubs and heard my music and said, would you be interested in working with me on the theme song for this new TV series? I was like, yeah, sure. But he didn't know that I had been calling the casting directors of A Different World for almost 3 months, saying, wow, please let me audition, because I was doing a Broadway tour for them at the time, singing and dancing on stage with Hinton Battle and the legendary Harold Nicholas and the now amazing Dule Hill, who was our kid at 10 years old. So I'm saying, please let me be. No, Dawnn, we love you. You just keep doing the show. You just keep doing Tap Dance Kid, and we love you. Okay. They ended up calling me back and said, if you're still interested, we'd love for you to come in. So the short of the long story is within 10 days, I was cast to co-star along Lisa Bonet and Marissa Tomei, and had composed and recorded the theme song for A Different World. And they did not know they had hired the same person until they hired me for both jobs.
Now, isn't that so?
So now being in a room for this award, one for, of course, that song, the theme song, but for the dozens of songs I've written for other recording artists, for myself, for my solo album project, as well as other TV shows, Disney films, HBO, you know, all kinds of projects. That's why I'm being honored, but honored alongside Roberta Flack.
Yes.
Valerie Simpson.
Come on, somebody.
Denise Williams. Come on, Naomi Judd, Mary Chapin Carpenter, Bunny Hall, women from the Go-Go's and Climax. I mean, there's at least 10 of us that are being inducted, and this is the inaugural group of inductees. I am so honored and so humbled because, you know, a majority of these women were my songwriting idols when I was coming up, and some of them have actually become my friends now. So that's a double thing.
So I'm looking at this, right? It's hosted by Jody Watley.
Jody Watley, right?
Then you have
I have a Jody Watley story too when you're done. Go ahead.
Again?
No, I have a Jody Watley story when you're done. Go ahead, finish.
Cool. So you know what? This show is about giving a voice to the people. And this, whatever story you have, you tell it. Because
no, I want to finish your setup. I won't forget. Go ahead, finish your setup.
That's all good. So I was just kind of mentioning some of the women that were going to be honored with you, like Bunny Hull, and it's Roberta Flack. And for me, and I tell people this all the time, so many people dream big, so many people, but they think that things are unreachable, and they're not. It's about being consistent and committed and staying faithful and focused. Had you told me that one day I would be interviewing you, I would say, if somebody said it, I would say, yeah, I am. And the only reason I would say that is because I believe that all things are possible. And I know things will happen if you stay diligent. And talking about staying diligent, I mean, tell us about your lifelong passion for the performing arts. But first, tell us the Roberta Flack story. And then you can ask the question.
Well, Roberta, I don't even know if she remembers, but I met her right out of college. I was, again, beating pavements again. I was up at Hush Records. Remember Hush Records with Kashif and Jackson and all of those people? Well, Roberta used to be around those folks. So I don't remember how, but we ended up back in her apartment where she used to live on Columbus Circle in New York. And we were talking about music, and I couldn't believe Roberta Flack was taking the time to have a conversation with me. I had been singing her music since I was 9 years old, Killing Me Softly. I mean, and the list just went on and on with her and Donny Hathaway and Valerie Simpson, one of the other honorees, since we were all kids. So that was my Roberta story, is I can't wait. We haven't seen each other in years. I'm looking forward to seeing her again. But my Jody Watley story, if you remember back in the 80s, it was the mid 80s when Jody left Shalimar to do a solo career. Okay, they did this nationwide talent search to replace Jody in Shalimar. So I was working as an office temp in the World Trade Center, and I heard it on WBLS in the morning on the radio. And I had my little cassette tape with my little performance track. I called my temp job and said, you're gonna have to get a temp for the temp, because I ain't coming today. I'm gonna go to Club Leviticus in Midtown Manhattan, and I'm gonna audition to replace Jody Watley in Shalimar. Have mercy. Wow. So I went with my cassette and I stood in line. I sang the audition, and they said, bet you made it for the callbacks. Come back here tomorrow. I came back the next night in my little blue suede mini dress, some fishnet stockings, and some high heel pumps. I sang my heart out. I danced. That was how I met Howard Hewitt and Mickey Free. Howard could not remember my name, but he remembered my legs. And Howard must have called me fishnets for almost 2 years.
He called you what?
Fishnets, because I got these long legs and I had black fishnets on under my suede dress. And needless to say, I didn't make it into Shalimar, but I did win for New York City. So they flew me and singers, women from all around the country, from New York, Chicago, Texas, Florida, to LA to have the final competition. Wow. So no, but Howard and I have stayed friends over the years. That's my heart. That's my brother.
That's what. So now talking about the performing arts, right?
Yes.
So tell us about that, about your lifelong passion for the performing arts. Have you always wanted to be in the performing arts? Has that just been your passion? This is who I am. This is what I want to do.
Yes, I am one of 4 siblings. I have 3 brothers. I'm the only girl. I've been singing since I was about 4. That was when I actually did my first recital. My mom used to substitute teach at an elementary school, and they were doing their spring concert, and the teachers, everybody knew that I could actually sing. So I wanted to participate in the concert. So I rehearsed. I was singing Getting to Know You from The King and I with hand gestures. And in rehearsal, I was fabulous. I was amazing. And then I got out there on the stage in front of the people and froze. And there's actually photos of me standing there. I was the flower girl in my aunt's dress. I had my flower girl dress, my little patent leather shoes, and the teacher standing on the floor, like trying to get me to move and do the gestures. Stage fright. I've never been that frightened again.
Wait. Did you just make that up? There's no way in the world that you had stage. So
I had stage fright. And they said, okay, baby, go and sit in the corner. It'll be all right. So I started crying and said, let me do it again. I can do it better, please. And said, no, just sit down and be quiet. So
they said no.
I never to be that scared ever again. So there you go. So I learned my lesson. But at 7 years old, I was in the streets running with my brothers, playing handball, stickball, high water, low water. And my mom looked out and saw me in the middle of all these boys and said, no, something has got to be done to get my daughter out of the middle of all of these boys. So I started in dance class. So I started dancing on the stages of like Carnegie Hall and the Brooklyn Academy of Music from the time I was 8 or 9 years old. I started acting at 11. So I've been singing and performing just about my whole life. So I went to the High School of Music and Art of fame, and graduated high school at 16 and went down to University of Miami and studied. I started out as an opera singer, believe it or not. And I played cello for about 7 years till I didn't want to carry the cello anymore. Didn't want to carry it no more. So I'm singing and dancing.
So here we go.
Okay.
So fit.
Yes.
Fine.
You were very kind.
So, but let me say this. It's so funny, right? Even like some of the guys that were in the studio today.
Yes.
They knew you were going to be on the show, right? And one of the ways one of the guys described you, he's like, "Oh, mate, Jaleesa, she was fine and she was in shape." It was like she was fine and she was in shape. She had the muscle. So I said, "Yeah, that's her." But
Tell them I said thank you.
It's so funny how people relate and what they people remember different things and attributes about people. And like looking at you now, you're still in great shape. This is exactly why I tell people say, "Man, how do you look exactly the same?" I say it's on purpose.
It's on purpose.
It's on purpose.
Quite honestly, it's not exactly the same because I have the photos that show, no, Blanche, you used to be this. So, but at least I have the photos. I have the photos and the videotape. And but grace of God, I do what I can to do what I can, and I'm grateful. I'm grateful.
Okay, let me go. How do I just do a 30-minute interview with you? That's like impossible.
Are we done?
No, I'm just saying. We're already at 18 minutes in, and I'm not halfway through the stuff I want to ask you.
Well, let's go. Come on. Let's go.
When is your birthday?
August 13th.
Wow, and mine is September 9th.
Okay, so we're almost a month
apart. Yeah, almost 4 weeks apart.
Yeah.
So, but you know what? Sometimes the best interviews are the real, the heartfelt, the off the cuff, and just really being. People need to see the humility in us. They need to see the human side. That yes, she's on TV. Yes, she's doing this and she's done all this thing. But this is a beautiful person. And I'm not talking about just looks. I'm talking about a beautiful spirited person. And that's what I appreciate about you. So here we go.
Okay.
Tell us about your production coming up, Morning Jewel, and the variety of entertainment content the company produces.
Okay. Morning Jewel.
I'm all in your business.
Morning Jewel Inc. is the entertainment arm of what I do. It produces film and television projects, and music projects, as well as my personal appearances and those kinds of things. I do motivational speaking. I'm hearing feedback. Is that me?
Yeah, I think that might be you. Do you have another device on?
No, I don't. That's it.
Well, I don't know what that is.
Okay, it's not happening now. It's not happening now.
Okay, we're good. We're good.
Okay. So that's what Morning Jewel does. All of my professional work, whether it's film, television, in front of the camera or behind the camera. I also create and develop television projects. So sometimes people wonder, well, are you working? And says, yes, you may not see me in front of the camera, but if you read through the credits, you'll see my name somewhere in the credits as a writer, producer, or composer, those kinds of things. So that's what Morning Jewel Inc. does, which is basically a play on my name, Morning Dawnn Jewel. My middle name is Jewel. I also have my own nonprofit organization, again, A New Day Foundation. It's kind of a play on my name, A New Day, Dawn, but it's also because our mission is to create opportunities, programmatic as well as financial support for underserved communities, young people and underserved communities, so that they can realize that where they were yesterday is not where they have to be today, nor for being tomorrow. So consider us your new day opportunity towards your best self and towards your future goals. So this coming Saturday, in 3 days, we are hosting our annual conference. We normally host it on a college campus, and it's for high school juniors and seniors and their parents and college freshmen and sophomores. And we do a full day of workshops in financial literacy and technology, wellness, motivation, activation, and we give out scholarships, at least 8 scholarships of $2,000 each, as well as brand new computers. So this year, because of everything that's going on, we're doing it virtually for the first time. So you're still able to sign up to register to attend the conference if you go to www.anewdayfoundation.net, www.anewdayfoundation.net, and you can register to still attend. Registration will be open tomorrow, maybe Friday morning, but definitely until tomorrow. Unfortunately, it is too late to apply for one of the scholarships. That deadline passed last week. But come and check out the workshop, and you can see what we are doing, and you can see what kinds of scholarships that we do award. And we also have a surprise DJ guest coming to spin. Gotta make it a little fun for the young people.
And that's www.anewday.net.
No, A New Day Foundation.
A New Day Foundation.
www.anewdayfoundation.net. So if you see my face, you know you're in the right place.
So www.anewdayfoundation.net.
Yes. And that's our annual conference. It's called Focused and Fit for a Different World.
Okay.
And FIT stands for financially and technologically informed. So we want to get you right on as many planes as possible to put your best foot forward. And speaking about the awards event next week, the foundation is also going to be sponsoring at least 2 young ladies, 2 up-and-coming songwriters, to attend the gala so that they can be in the space. You're talking about paying it forward. And if you can see it, you can be it. You know, having those opportunities to set those aspirations for yourself and continue to raise that bar. So I think it's important for young people to be in the room so they can see, yes, this can be you next time. There's no reason it can't be. So not only are we sponsoring them to attend the event, but we're also going to be providing them with scholarships of $2,000 each and a brand new computer.
Now, let me say this. Isn't it amazing how you could meet somebody for the first time and have so much in common? So
what do we have in common?
So this is what we have in common. So besides being an actor and having my show, I have my degree in education. So I've worked with the youth since I was a youth. But I have my foundation that I'm finishing up my non-for-profit, which I should have done years ago, but it's called Be Symbolic. And Be Symbolic, symbolic is spelled with the I instead of a Y. So Be Symbolic means simply your best. And being deeply rooted stimulates growth. And I couldn't read till I was in the 6th grade. And I'm going to send it to you. I wrote all about it in my book, Through the Eyes of a Man. And then I just did a motivational album where it's called Believe, where I'm going to send you all of this stuff, where I'm speaking motivational words over music to stuff like believe in yourself, obstacles, excellence, you're unique, I am, peace of mind, you're unstoppable, you're unique. And I'm listening to what you're saying, and I'm like, oh my God, it's so crazy how we have so much in common. And I started my my scholarship foundation in my mom's name. And I did it last year during the pandemic. So what I did was I did a golf outing. So I did the first I play golf. And so this year we have the second.
We have that in common too.
So see, we have the second annual Be Symbolic golf outing, scholarship golf outing. Well, last year we gave a young man, it was like $1,000 scholarship, you know, but I did it at the last minute. I kept putting it off and decided to just do it. So when I'm listening to everything you're saying and all the wonderful things you're doing, it's not about me. It's about people.
Right.
And that's why I've dedicated my life to helping people. So listening to everything you're saying, I'm like, oh, I got to get involved, whatever I can do to help. But
I love it.
It's so great to be connected. So
where do you have your golf tournament?
It's in Chicago. It's at it's at Silver Lake. It's a really nice golf course out in Orland Park. It's in Chicago. But
I think I played there because Stedman used to do an annual golf tournament, athletes and artists against drugs.
Did.
And
yes,
I would play in his tournament every year. So I'm not sure if that's one of the courses that we played at. But no, I have come to Chicago to play golf. Now, I'm not going to brag or nothing, but I'm going to brag right now. No. I'm going to brag right now because look, wait, now I haven't played golf in almost 3 years. I love to play. But you know what? Some days I am. This last time I played, I was not. I looked fabulous though. I had a great outfit on. But the point is, you know, because you're just like, what am I doing wrong? I know how to do this. What is going on? But I tore my rotator cuff doing Tina, so I've been kind of swinging down and all of that. Okay, fine. Yeah. So I'm DeAndre Whitfield, the actor. Mm-hmm. He was in my foursome. DeAndre plays. I swear he doesn't have a job. He can't possibly have a job because he plays like a beast. He does. He's such a good golfer. So there were four of us. One of our supporters for our foundation that works with U.S. Bank, Lenny McNeil, invited me to play on his foursome. It was the Omegas. We're having a fundraising golf tournament, and he's an Omega. So he invited myself, Dondre, and a friend to play. I said, I don't know if you want me to play. I don't know what's going to show up. He says, Dawn, you love to play. I said, yeah, but I haven't played in a minute. I don't know what's going to happen. So sure enough, we started playing. It was not pretty. It was luckily for a tire. I was welcome on the course. But by the time we got to the 14th hole, I said, Dondre, what am I doing wrong? He said, sis, I wasn't going to say anything until you asked me. So what I see you doing is I'm left-handed. So I'm supposed to lead with my right and follow through with my left. Exactly. I was leading with my left to try to protect my right shoulder.
Oh, okay.
You got to stop that. You got to just go ahead and trust it and swing.
Yeah. So you were favoring the injury. That's
I was favoring so I was hitting the ball thin. I wasn't doing what I normally do. I said, okay, all right, Heavenly Father. I put my head down. I would crack. That thing went zoo. I crushed a 256-yard drive. I won ladies' long drive. Okay, fine.
Oh, wow.
2 holes later.
That you had 250 yards?
256. Give me my 6 yards.
Yeah, you got it. Every yard count.
Thank you. Then 2 holes later, Dondre whispers in my ear again. He says, I'll watch the ball, Dawn. I said, all right. So now we're on a par 3. Put my head down, swung. He said, oh, golf shot. Go. We go. No, that's in the hole. I got a hole in one.
Are you serious?
I got a hole in one. I've never had a hole in one before in my life.
Yeah, look, there's a million golfers that's never had a hole in one.
At that point, it didn't matter to me that the rest of my day sucked.
It did not period. Hey, to be able to say that, you can hang your head on that forever.
Thank you. And our foursome ended up winning the tournament. Hilarious.
Oh, see,
that's hilarious.
That hole in one helped.
Thank you.
That's so. All right. So everybody, you're watching the Simeon Henderson Show, where we're giving a voice to the people. I am talking to the one and the only Dawnn Lewis right here on the Simeon Henderson Show. And we're just having a blast. What we're going to do is we are going to take a quick break, Dawn, so we can let them hear from our Chicago Fly Guy to hear the 5 things that you need to know right here on the Simeon Henderson Show. And we're going to get back because at this point, they're going to have to break this show up.
No, are we taking questions?
We'll see. That's what I'm going to. If anybody watching, if you have a question for Dawnn, please put the question up and I'll see it. We've been getting comments. So if anyone has a question, when we come back from the Chicago Fly Guy, we will take your questions. Shout out to Jamani and Amdi, our executive producer, Jose Perez, Early of the Winfrey, intellectualradio.com. This is the Simeon Henderson Show. And now you're going to see the 5 things you need to know on the Simeon Henderson Show with our very own Chicago Fly Guy. We'll be right back with the beautiful Dawnn Lewis.
America's favorite personality, your Chicago Fly Guy, bringing you the top 5 things that you need to know right here on the Simeon Henderson Show. Number 5. June is Black Music Month, and Roberta Flack, Denise Williams, and Dawnn Lewis is going to be inducted into the Women Songwriters Hall of Fame on June 25th. Congratulations, ladies. Number 4. June is also Father's Day month, and no other time to shine light on Black fatherhood than now. So Oprah Winfrey and Sterling K. Brown will do just that on the O Network. Tune in. Number 3. Reality TV drama is with Dr. Contessa and Dr. Scott after their daughter said that Dr. Scott had a girlfriend. Sounds to me like somebody outside of the house other than the daughter is calling Dr. Scott Daddy. Number 2, Said the Entertainer and Cat Williams are going at it because Cat accused Said of stealing one of his jokes during the Kings of Comedy. Said told Cat, "Dog, that's mine. Cat, you better step back because I ain't never seen a cat meow beat a dog." Number 1, the number 1 thing you need to know is I'm wearing my HBCU shirt because I have something in common with Dawnn Lewis. Yes, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Jaleesa V is the one for me. Y'all didn't know me and Jaleesa had a thing. Mwah! I love you, Dawnn, your favorite guy, the Chicago Fly Guy. I'm the Chicago Fly Guy, and these have been the top 5 things that you need to know right here on the Simeon Henderson Show.
I love it.
You know how many people come back and tell me lines from the show, like A, B, C, D,
Yeah.
C, or when we were the Pips with Gladys Knight. That's my favorite episode. Okay, that was my favorite episode. Yes.
So your wish is my command.
Okay.
So I have some people asking questions. So I'll pop them up. We'll pop them up. And then the questions that I have, we'll pop them up, and then you can answer them. So the first question is from Martin Davis. He says, "What's your next TV project?"
Okay, well, I do voices for animation. So I am on the animated Star Trek series, Star Trek Lower Decks. I play Captain Carol Freeman, and we just got nominated for an Image Award this 2021. And I was nominated for Best Voice Actress for that show. I also do voices for Apple and Onion, Doc McStuffins, Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego, House that just launched on Fox. I also do voices for The Simpsons. There's a number of shows and video games that I do voices for. I also shot a pilot for a show earlier this year that we just found out is not going to get picked up on Fox. Oh well. You might have seen me a couple of weeks ago guest starring alongside Angela Bassett on 911.
Yes, 911.
Our spot there. I've guest starred on The Boys, the 2nd season of The Boys on Amazon, and I have.
The Boys. That's the superheroes.
The superheroes gone wild. You will see me in season 2. I love that show. It is
that's my show.
I love that show. And I shot 2 films this spring that'll come out for Christmas. I'm scheduled to shoot another movie this summer, and we'll see if I end up going back to New York for Broadway.
Okay, cool.
Tina Turner.
So I'm gonna throw this out there, right?
Okay.
You and I are somehow, some way, we're gonna have to connect because I did a project. Well, because it's about, you do other people's projects, but at some point you have to have it in you to get your project done, right?
It's true.
And looking at everything that you're doing, and especially with Morning Jewel Inc., and it's so inspiring to see that you're doing, not only you're working, I mean, you are working, but not only that, you're producing, you're doing things behind the scenes. So before I show you something that I want to show you, we're going to take another question. And that question is this. What do you enjoy more, in front of the camera or behind the camera?
I actually enjoy them both. I really love the variety of my career. The fact that I get to express myself creatively in so many different ways, and earning a check doesn't hurt either.
Yeah.
You know, who's paying me now? Oh, okay. I guess I love this. No, I consider myself very fortunate, very, very blessed, whether I'm in front of the camera, behind the camera, whether it's my voice or me singing or dancing or acting, whether it's musical or straight drama, comedy or serious. I love it all. I really do. I would hate to have to choose one or the other. You know, that's like someone asking me which is harder, being Black or being a woman. It's like they kind of go together. They kind of together.
Double jeopardy.
Double jeopardy. I mean, it is what it is. It's the package. I embrace the package. So I'm grateful. Yes.
Cool. That's cool. And the cool thing about this interview is the fact that you've been answering a lot of the questions that I've had for you, because I had questions about the foundation. You talked about that, about Morning Jewel Inc. and about Jalissa on a different world. You talked about that. And it's so cool that you're so open to share your story and your journey, because you sharing your story and your journey is going to give somebody that extra push that they need, and that extra inspiration to actually go for what they want to do. Now, I want to ask you this. Okay. So you're going to be honored at the NAACP Image Awards. So
no, I was nominated this year at the Image Awards.
I'm sorry. Go back. I'm sorry. Let me go back. That's right. You were nominated.
Right.
So what was it like for you? What was it like for you to be nominated for the NAACP Image Awards? What was that like?
You know, it's always an honor when your own sees you. Especially to my point of when they're so accustomed to seeing you one way, you know what I mean, in front of the camera or as one of their favorite characters. But to know that they acknowledge that you are doing other things and you're breaking barriers. I mean, to be an African-American starship captain in the Star Trek franchise, I'm a huge Trekkie. So just being in the cast was a big thrill for me. But this is now, I've won 3 Image Awards already. So to now the show being nominated this year, as well as me individually, it was really, really gratifying and very much appreciated.
And it's so cool when you're recognized by your peers, because I think it says a lot about you. It says a lot about your character and who you are, not just your character, but your talent. And when people can take their hats off to you and they can acknowledge your talent and who you are. I think the coolest thing for me about you is not just the acting, but the voiceovers and the singing and the songwriting. You're so multi-talented. It's super awesome to see, because when people are like that, you can always reinvent yourself. You can always do different things, and you can always go to different levels. So I really appreciate that, and that you're always willing to share that and share your journey with people, because that's so key.
Well, I thank you. Thank you. I think it's important to be thorough, which is why I have a hard time giving just like short answers, because there's multi layers to everything. Because people see where you are and assume that that's all there is, or assume that's where you started, or you had, you just appeared on this TV show. No, seriously, because when people find out about the award, they go, "Oh, you're doing music now." It's like, no, I've
been doing music.
Music, yeah. Or you singing now? Oh no, I've been singing. But it lets people know that there's no one way to get where you want to go. And no one person has all of the answers. And while there are some very wrong things that you can do on your journey, there's so many right things that you can do, the best of which is to prepare yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because nobody's interested in just hooking anybody up. For real. That happens when there's strings attached. So don't come to me asking me to hook you up. Get me on that. Because people who do it well make it look easy. But those of us who are in there know it's anything but easy. It is hard work. We work hard to make it look easy so that you can see us as a real human being or a relatable character or facet of some kind of aspect of life. But that's our job. And not everybody is able. And that's okay, because we need writers, we need DPs, we need set designers, we need all these people. So find what works for you and prepare yourself. Because like me at 4 years old, you get one shot to make a first impression.
Man.
And after that, people are going to tell you to go sit down in the corner and you're going to sit there and cry. No, let me try again. This is that was okay. Go on, sit down. Go on, sit down. Go on, sit down.
But the cool thing about that is, even though you had that moment and you had to go and sit down, you didn't stay down.
I didn't stay
down. And that's why this is so important to me, because a lot of people didn't know my journey. A lot of people didn't know I went through abuse. A lot of people didn't know I couldn't read. A lot of people don't know where I came from.
Right.
And even now, people, when I'm on a show or I'm doing something and they say, "Oh, you did this little show or this," no, don't diminish and downplay what I do by calling it little. And when I, being a TV personality and stuff like that, people say, "Oh, I could do that." They didn't know I had to do a whole month of teleprompter and ear prompter training, something that I never thought I would be doing, but I got in it and I had to be at. So I was able to reinvent myself and be versatile. And that's why I think people should just know and understand that when you see the glory, you have to know that there's a story. And
come on now, I like that.
And and that's when you're talking about that preparation. And my buddy Mel Rob, he got me on that proper preparation prevents poor performance.
I like that.
And I was like, yes, because you ever heard somebody say they're going to a retreat to learn something? Why would you call it a retreat? It's not a retreat. It's a forward. It's an advance, because you're going to advance your career. You're going to advance your knowledge. You're going to move forward, not retreat and go back. So you have to think about the words that come out of your mouth.
Words have power. Words have power. We speak things into existence. We sure do.
You're touching people. I'm telling you, I almost called you Jaleesa. You're touching people. I'm just playing. Somebody said that.
Okay, I don't know what temperature it is. Are you in Chicago?
Yes. And you look like you hot.
105.
You hot.
It's 105 here in LA.
Wow. And somebody said they needed this. This was such a blessing. Somebody said you're dropping nuggets. And somebody said you got one shot to make a first impression. And somebody just used behind the glory is the story. Amen.
I'm going to give you credit for that the first 2 times I used it. After that, I'm going to say,
you don't
he said, behind the glory is the story. And as I heard Leon say, and then it's going to be, you know what? I heard somebody say, and it's going to be, like I always say, behind the glory is the story. It's going to make a journey until it becomes mine.
That's how it does, right? You know how it was. You say, if you play sports and it started off, you had 25 points in the game. By the time the story gets 10 years down the line, you had 35 points.
I had 35 points. Everybody saw it. Everybody knew.
So let me ask this question, because
why is it so hot in my house?
I had to I was praying that I got my little bottle of water. I was like, I got to do everything I can.
But can I turn my air conditioning on, or will that mess everything up?
I think if you turn your air on, it might not mess anything. Let's see. As long as the air not blowing right into the.
No, but it's gonna make a sound. It'll be all right. I'll be all right.
But I'm gonna let you go in a minute. But so before I let you go, I want you to do 2 things.
Okay.
I want you to one more time tell everybody. Well, I say that for last. I want you to give everybody a couple of nuggets real quick about success, how to obtain success, and the staying power, like the staying power. See, a lot of people give up. So what advice would you give people on not giving up and going for walking in their purpose? That right there. Not giving up and walking in your purpose.
Okay. Sometimes we don't know what our purpose is until we commit to the journey. You have to have a goal. You have to have an aim. And along that journey, you put one foot in front of the other. And sometimes your steps land on solid ground. Sometimes they land on shaky ground. Sometimes you find yourself taking yourself in circles. But through every step you take, learn the lesson of that step, okay? So that you don't repeat unnecessary steps.
Mm-hmm.
All right, there's a lesson in everything, whether it was, I need to be more gracious,
yes.
I need to be more prepared, I need to be more resilient, I need to be more forgiving, I need to be broader in my mindset. Because as you go on this journey, you will learn certain things about the journey, about your so-called choice, and about yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And if you are honest with yourself on this journey, on your personal journey, you can lie to other people, but you can't lie to yourself. So if you are honest with yourself, you will learn what works, what does not work, where you should go, where you should not go. And sometimes you may learn that where you thought was your original goal is not where your purpose actually is.
Wow.
My original goal was to be a recording artist and, have this big solo Beyonce, her type career as a performer and as a writer. But my music and my ability to perform, my ability to act took me into a television series that absolutely changed my life, absolutely changed my trajectory. So now I found that my purpose is to express myself creatively by and through the opportunities that God blesses me with. And then once I arrive in those places of opportunity, know that I'm not done yet, that there's another step and another layer. But more importantly is that as I'm taking these steps and those layers, it's important to bring people with me. Yeah. It's important that just as people took the time to speak to me during my journey, when I was taking those solid steps, those missteps, those spinning myself in a circle steps, that somebody tapped me on my shoulder and said, okay, I see you. I see what you're trying to do. What can I answer for you? What can you sort out? And it was those people that kept me from crashing and burning. It was those people that continue to encourage me to persevere. It's about preparation and perseverance. This game is not an easy game. This entertainment industry is not for everybody. Everybody is not able. And I'm not being flippant at all.
No,
this is a self-motivating industry. If you can't motivate yourself, you might go on, sit down. Go on, sit down. Go on, sit down.
Come on now.
If you can't self-motivate yourself, if you can't market yourself, if you can't work well with others, go on, sit down somewhere.
Yep.
Go on. If you can't do the work, just please go and sit down.
That's it.
Somewhere. Okay. So that's what I would offer to someone is be willing to go on the journey, because it's a journey, and make every step a learning experience of what to do and what not to do, because what I did may not work for you. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And what I did may work for you. Right. The spirit of perseverance, the spirit of requiring excellence of yourself and honesty with yourself. Please stop believing you can sing if you can't sing.
Come on now. And know that, man, come on. And know that just because you fall, that doesn't mean that's the end.
That doesn't mean that that's the end.
Here's another one for you that I always use. No one is immune to the trials and tribulations of life. No one.
No one.
Because,
No one.
and that means that just because you missed it, that doesn't mean that it's over. That doesn't mean it's done. That doesn't mean you can't come back and get it next time. And people miss that. I have to ask this question, or I have to.
Before you move off of that, and it doesn't mean you have to keep carrying it with you. Set it down. Seriously, once you get through it, leave it. Stop carrying that kind of stuff with you. It will not help you. It will only burden you. People see that stuff on your face and they don't want to do with it. I don't. She got go. He has drama. These bring a lot of stuff with them. Leave it behind, because we didn't have that part of this interview of domestic violence, of all those kinds of things that I survived. You know what I'm saying? So no one arrives glorious.
Yes. Hey, look, sometimes you gotta LIG it. You gotta let it go.
Let it go.
You gotta you gotta let it go.
I'm using that one too. Like I always say.
You gotta LIG it.
LIG it.
Let it go.
Let it go.
Hey, be like your boy. Looking back over the years, I guess I shed some tears.
Come on now.
So look, oh man, I gotta ask you 2 more questions, because if I don't, Sheldon gonna kill me. Because he loves the interview, but sometimes he don't like when I don't ask some of the questions I'm supposed to ask.
All right, so fine. Tell Sheldon I got his $40. Fine. Tell him.
So let me ask you this. So, and this is just a quick answer because it goes with everything you just talked about. You tell us about your work teaching master classes and mentoring the youth. What is it like for you to teach master classes and mentor the youth?
I love it. I usually teach master classes in the arts, whether it is acting or singing or auditioning, all those kinds of things, working the industry. Because Morning Jewel Inc., it is a business. And I first and foremost tell anyone that enters into this industry that the term show business, the word business, is literally and figuratively twice as long as the word show. So if you're focused on is being seen and the show part and don't pay attention to the business, you're going to get got.
Yes, indeed.
It's very easy to get got in this industry. So those are the kinds of things I lead master classes on. And I have to tell you that sometimes those classes are what keep me motivated to keep in this game.
Right.
I'm not a gaming type of person. What you see is what you get. And again, this industry can be pretty cutthroat. At times it can be very exclusive. At times it can be minimizing. You used that term earlier. At times, and you got to figure out, how do I motivate myself? So sometimes when I feel like, okay, you know what, I'm just going to go on and teach, but then I do a master class and I can't quit on myself if I'm trying to inspire these young people not to quit on themselves.
Come on, that's it.
That's thing, hopefully for them, as well as it is an encouragement for me. So I love it. And I travel all around the country. I've done classes as far away as India and London and Guyana, South America, where my family is from. So
I haven't been to South America yet, but I have been to Belize, and I have been to St. Martin's. So I have been out of the country and got a chance to talk and teach. But I get it. What you're saying every day. When I do the morning inspiration, and you can see it on my YouTube. I go live on Facebook and then I save it to YouTube. But I've been consistent. I'm talking about not a year consistent. I'm talking about like some years consistently doing it. I don't care if there's one person, Dawn, or there's 1,000 people. I'm going to give that message. But here's the key. And I tell people sometimes the motivator needs to be motivated. I always say, when I speak at graduations or anything, I say think through my mind and speak through my lips, because I know everything that I'm getting is not just for you, it's for me as well.
There you go. You're so right. You're absolutely right.
Yeah. So I I am you're on it, and I appreciate you. So last thing. Okay.
Is this a you question or a Shelton question?
This is a Shelton question.
Okay, all right.
Okay, so which is a me question too.
Okay.
Look.
Okay. Got it.
So here we go. So what was actually an extension? We extend so this right here is we extend the honor to you right now to present a charge and challenge to Americans on how they can be better and better serve the HBCU community. So I didn't go to a HBCU, but I have a lot of friends that's going to one. I am a Phi Beta Sigma. I am a member of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated. So I'm in the Panhandle and all that stuff. But can you tell us why or the advantages of going to a HBCU?
Well, like you, I did not go to an HBCU either. I went to the University of Miami in Miami, Florida. And like I said, I went to high school. I grew up in New York City. So I went to the High School of Music and Art for performance. So when I was speaking with my guidance counselors about college and where I wanted to go, I was directed toward music conservatories like Oberlin and Berkeley and, all Cal State Arts and North Carolina School of the Arts. I wasn't directed toward HBCUs. And at the time, I'd heard all those commercials that a mind is a terrible thing to waste. And I thought, well, yeah, that makes sense. But at the time, I had no idea that it was focusing on a particular set of higher education locations. And it wasn't until, quite honestly, I had been out of college maybe 3-4 years when I booked A Different World, and it all came full circle. What an HBCU was and what it had to offer in the environment, whether it was cultural, whether it was in your academic or your career opportunities as a person of color, and the network, the powerful network that we belong to as people of color. We've got scientists, we've got poet laureates, we've got astronauts, we've got all of these amazing people, so many of them that were encouraged to go to HBCUs. And that was one of the beautiful things about A Different World. It was about a fictional HBCU, but it depicted a real life and a real environment that so many people gravitated to, that a lot of people actually believe Hillman was a real college.
Yes.
No,
I thought it was a real college.
Hillman was a real college. So on one level, it encouraged enrollment in HBCUs exponentially, but even a greater blessing was that it just encouraged people to go to college, regardless of what color you were, regardless of what age you were, because in our show, there was someone who was representative of so many different age groups and cultural backgrounds and economic status. You had me, who was the returning young lady who decided her life wasn't over. I'm going to go back and get my college degree. You have the rich kid. You got the scholarship student kid. You've got the kid from the hood. The kid from the hood. And that's what I think is important. HBCUs have a cultural history for us African Americans in this country. For a time when it was illegal for us to read or write, much less seek an actual education. So those environments are irreplaceable. And I really pray that those schools can continue to maintain the funding and the support necessary to keep their doors open. Do you know what I'm saying? So that's how I feel about education. What was interesting in A Different World story was they hired me to be Jaleesa, the older person coming back to college. Right. And I'm actually younger than 2/3 of the cast. I was just taller than I was taller than everyone. I was like, okay, but they dressed me like my mama and my auntie every episode. It made me crazy. I hated it.
Well, they made you look like you were older. I mean, than them. Not an old lady, but older than them.
Yeah.
So I am super excited. I am honored. It's been my pleasure just to sit down with you and share this time. Thank you it means a lot to me. I don't take it lightly that you took time out of your day, out of your life, to sit down with me, because this right here, what I do, this means a lot to me. I do this for real. I don't do it. I do it for people. I don't do it for accolades. I don't do it for money. I do this to give a voice to people, but not only give a voice to people, but to have people like you come on and give a voice, use your voice to encourage people. So I thank you so much.
I thank you. Your work speaks for itself. I get approached to do a lot of these interviews, and I tend to be very selective as to where I spend my time and the kinds of conversations that I can participate in, but being aware of your work as an actor.
Thank you.
I enjoy watching your work. And when Shelton, thank you, Shelton, for connecting with Simeon, because I started Googling you. And I did. I started Googling you and watching your show. And I said, look at this brother talking about something. He's doing something. There was just something about, no, seriously, there was something about your spirit that says, I would really enjoy a conversation with this man. This is a very intelligent brother. This is a gifted brother. This is a spirited brother. This is a brother of character and integrity. And so I was like, yeah, I'd be happy to have a conversation with him. So it is a pleasure to officially meet you and have a conversation with you. And I look forward to the day that we can get to work together.
Dawnn, let me tell you something. Everything that you see is for real. I can't fake it. I can't. I always tell people it's live. It's not Memorex. It's live. It's not Memorex. And like I said, the fact that people could look at what you do, but you know, you're a type of person that can see through. You can see a person's spirit. You can see, you know, if they're genuine and things like that. And I really appreciate it. And with that being said, real quick, let me say this. Everybody, go to www.anewdayfoundation.net and support. You can see what's going on with the foundation. Everything that Dawnn is doing is super dope. Morning Jewel Incorporated. She is just really, really paving the way. Big shout out to her for taking those two young ladies that's going to get to attend the NAACP,
the Women's Songwriters, the Women's Songwriters Hall of Fame event.
The Women's Songwriters. I'm stuck on the NAACP. The Women's Songwriters Hall of Fame. Thank you so much, and it's just an honor to have you share this time with us. And everything that you're getting is well deserved, and you're going to continue to grow and prosper. And the most important thing is that you're always thinking about other people. So I think that's why it's going to go. I mean, it's already great, but it's going to continue to grow and build because you have a heart for people. And that right there speaks volumes about your character. So thank you so much.
Amen. Amen. Praise God. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. And thank you, everybody, for watching.
Yeah. Thank you guys for all your comments and everything. So I have to do this because and this is all in the vein of never giving up and doing the things that you have to do to be successful. I have to show you guys a quick teaser of a project that's been 6 years in the making. People kept saying no. People wouldn't fund it. They didn't know what was going to happen. But it was one of those things where, Dawnn, I said, you know what? Let's show the people what we can do, right? And this is what came about of it. So you guys are going to be able to support it. But check it out. It's about 30 seconds of your time. And then after that, we're going to say bye to Dawnn Lewis because she has been great. But before she goes, check out the clip for Roman.
Officers are here to serve and protect the community.
You commended several officers for profiling young black men.
Can you believe poor kid was shot 25 times?
I'm gonna get you before you get me.
Right.
By working hand in hand with residents, patrol officers are better equipped with intel to say, weed out this small group of bad apples.
Where's the money at? I think we can all agree that America has a very serious problem. Not only does America have a very serious problem, but our people have a very serious problem. We have no sense of unity.
All right, it's coming, everybody. Roman, I get to play this good bad cop, but you know there's always something behind it. So Dawnn, I just want to share with you, people have been I know you've been seeing the messages pop up, and people love the interview, and I just want to say thank you. People saying you're beautiful, praise the Lord.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
But I think the most important thing about this interview is that people, especially at this point with the pandemic and all the things that happen and that's going on, people need to hear things like this. People need to be encouraged, and people need to understand and know that there is hope.
Amen.
So
real
quick,
you get up and you're breathing, there's I said, as long as you get up and you're breathing, there's hope.
I got one more for you, okay?
Yes.
I got one more for you. When you talking to the young people or even adults and people are complaining, I want you to tell them to do you a favor.
What's that?
Tell them to put their hand in front of you. Do this with me, Dawnn. Put your hand in front of your face. Right? And now go like this. Did you catch that? As long as you can do that.
Oh, okay.
As long as you got that breath in your body. As long as you do that, you can live to fight another day, and you can still strive for excellence. As long as you get that breath in your body. Because when you do that, all bets are off.
All bets are off. That's very true. That's very true. That's very true.
Tell everybody where they can. I'm going to, of course, put it up again, but tell everybody where they can find you and where they can support you.
On social media for Instagram and Twitter, it's at Dawnn, DAWNN _Lewis, LEWIS. On Facebook, it's the Dawnn Lewis official fan page. The foundation is www.anewdayfoundation.net. And again, up until the end of day tomorrow, Thursday, you can register if you want to participate in the Focused and Fit for a Different World Conference this coming Saturday. It's 4 hours long, from 8:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m., just afternoon, West Coast time, Pacific Coast time. So wherever you're listening to this broadcast from, just adjust the time accordingly. I think in Chicago, you guys are 2 hours ahead of us.
2 hours behind. I mean, no, we're 2
hours ahead.
2 hours
and
ahead.
East Coast,
3 hours
ahead. Okay. So it starts 8:30 in the morning here in Los Angeles. So you can still register. Unfortunately, the deadline has passed for scholarship consideration, but come on and hang out. We've got a bunch of programs coming up through the summer as well. So keep an eye out on the site. And maybe if you miss this one, you'll catch the next one.
That's what's up. So everybody, you've been watching the Simeon Henderson show, where we're giving a voice to the people. This is a record. This is the longest show that we've had. And it does, but the thing is, it doesn't seem like it's been an hour and 10 minutes. We've been fun. People have been watching, people have been interacting, and
they haven't dropped off. Yay, thank you.
They're watching on YouTube as well. So it's one of those things where we appreciate you, Dawnn. Everybody, make sure you support this young lady. She's doing big things. And shout out to my executive producer, Jamani and Amdi. Brother, I just want to say this. Without you, without Sheldon, without Earl, without that tight nucleus, you guys helping me and just believing in me and still standing in there when everybody else dropped off. And I'm not mad people dropped off, but being able to have people that stayed and is consistent, it's an honor and a blessing, and I want to make them proud, my family proud, and I appreciate you, Dawnn. So we will see you guys next time on the Simeon Henderson show. And I don't even want to go. We're gonna talk. So right. I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm excited to connect with you, and I'm excited to see what's coming up and see what we're going to be able to do to help your foundation, my foundation, and just work together. So I'm looking forward to it.
All right.
All right, everybody. See you guys later. We out of here.